India is fortunate to be the land where Prince Siddhartha became Gautam Buddha, and from where the light of his spiritual message, the light of Buddhism, spread all over the world. Generations of monks, spiritual leaders, scholars, and seekers have burned that flame bright in Bhutan. They have also nurtured the special bond between India and Bhutan. As a result, our shared values have shaped a common worldview. This is visible in Varanasi and Bodh Gaya, and also in Jongs and Chartans. And as people, we are fortunate to be the living vehicle of this great legacy. No other two countries in the world understand each other so well or share so much. And no two countries are such natural partners in bringing prosperity to their people. Friends, today India is witnessing historic transformation in a wide range of sectors. India is eliminating poverty faster than ever before. The pace of infrastructure construction had doubled in the last 5 years. We have just pledged about $15 billion for next generation infrastructure. India is home to the world's largest healthcare program, Ayushman Bharat, that offers health assurance to 500 million Indians. India has among the cheapest data connectivity in the world, which is directly and indirectly empowering millions. India is also home to among the biggest startup ecosystem in the world. This is indeed a great time to innovate in India. These and many other transformations have the dreams and aspirations of the youth of India at their core. Friends, today I stand here among the best and the brightest youth of Bhutan. His Majesty told me yesterday that he interacts with you regularly and had addressed the last convocation. It is from you all that Bhutan's future leaders, innovators, business persons, sports persons, artists and scientists will emerge. A few days back, my good friend, Prime Minister Dr. Tshering wrote a Facebook post that touched my heart. In that post, he mentioned about exam warriors. And just now also, that student mentioned about that book. The Exam Warrior, a book I wrote about how to face exams without stress. Everyone faces exams in school and colleges and also in the larger classroom of life. Can I tell you something? Much of what I wrote in Exam Warriors is influenced by the teachings of Lord Buddha, particularly the importance of positivity, overcoming fear, and living in oneness, be it with present moment or with Mother Nature. You are born in this great land. Therefore, these traits come naturally to you and shape your personality. When I was young, the search of these traits took me all the way to the Himalayas. As children of this blessed soil, I am confident that you will contribute to finding solutions to the problems of our world. Yes, we have challenges, but for every challenge, we have young minds to find innovative solutions to overcome them. Let no limitation constrain you. I want to tell you, there is no better time to be young than now. The world today offers more opportunities than ever before. You have the power and potential to do extraordinary things which will impact generations to come. Find your real calling and pursue it with full passion. Friends, India-Bhutan cooperation in hydropower and energy is exemplary. But the real source of power and energy of this relationship are our people. So, it is people first. And people will always be at the center of this relationship. This spirit is clearly seen in the outcomes of this visit. Going beyond the traditional sectors of cooperation, we are seeking to cooperate extensively in new frontiers, from schools to space, digital payment to disaster management. Our cooperation in all these sectors will have a direct impact on young friends like you. Let me give some examples. In this day and age, it is crucial to connect scholars and academics beyond borders, so that creativity and talent of our students bring them at par with the best in the world. Cooperation between India's National Knowledge Network and Bhutan's Dukren, which became a reality yesterday, will serve this purpose. It will provide secure and fast connectivity between our universities, research institutions, libraries, healthcare, and agricultural universities. I urge you all to make full use of this facility. Friends, another example is the frontiers of space. At this very moment, India's second moon mission Chandrayaan-2 is on the way to the moon. By 2022, we intend to place an Indian in space on Indian spacecraft. All these are the results of India's own achievements. For us, the space program is not just a matter of national pride. It is a vital instrument of national development and global cooperation. Friends, yesterday, Prime Minister Chairing and I also inaugurated the Thimphu ground station of the South Asia satellite and expanded our space cooperation. Through satellites, benefits of telemedicine, distance education, resource mapping, weather forecasts, and even warning of natural disasters will reach even remote areas. It is even a matter of great happiness that young Bhutanese scientists will travel to India to work on designing and launching Bhutan's own small satellite. I hope that someday, soon, many of you will be scientists, engineers, and innovators. Friends, for centuries, education and learning have been central to this ties between India and Bhutan. In ancient times, Buddhist teachers and scholars formed the bridge of learning between our peoples. This is a priceless heritage which we wish to preserve and promote. Therefore, we welcome more students from Buddhism, more students of Buddhism from Bhutan in institutions such as Nalanda University, a historical global seat for learning and Buddhist traditions, which is revived at the very place where it existed 1500 years ago. The bond of learning between us is as modern as it is ancient. In the 20th century, many Indians came to Bhutan as teachers. Most Bhutanese citizens of older generations would have had at least one Indian teacher during their education. Some of them were honored by His Majesty last year, and we are grateful for this gesture, generous and kind gesture. Friends, at any point of our over 4,000 students from Bhutan are engaged in studies in India. This number can and should grow. As we march forward to develop our countries, we also need to keep pace with ever-changing technological landscape. It is therefore important that we collaborate in all areas of emerging technologies and education. I am happy that yesterday we have begun new chapters of engagement between India's premier IITs and this prestigious university. We hope that this will lead to more collaborative learning and research. Friends, in any part of the world, if we ask the question, what do you associate with Bhutan? The answer will be the concept of gross national happiness. I'm not surprised Bhutan has understood the essence of happiness. Bhutan has understood the spirit of harmony, togetherness, and compassion. This very spirit radiates from the adorable children who lined the streets to welcome me yesterday. I will always remember their smiles. Friends, Swami Vivekananda had said, every nation has a message to deliver, a mission to fulfill, a destiny to reach. Unquote. Bhutan's message to humanity is happiness. Happiness which springs from harmony. The world can do with a lot more happiness. Happiness which shall prevail over mindless hate. If people are happy, there will be harmony. Where there is harmony, there will be peace. And it is peace that will help societies achieve progress through sustainable development. In a time where development is often seen in conflict with tradition and the environment, the world has much to learn from Bhutan. Here, development, environment, and culture are not at loggerheads, but are in synergy. With the creativity, energy, and commitment of our youth, our nations can achieve all that is required for a sustainable future, whether it is water conservation, or sustainable agriculture, or making our societies free of single-use plastic. Friends, during my last visit to Bhutan, I had the privilege to visit the Temple of Democracy, the Parliament of Bhutan. Today, I have the honor to visit this Temple of Learning. Today, we also have in the audience honorable members of the Parliament of Bhutan. I especially thank them for their distinguished patience. Democracy and education both aim to set us free. Neither can be complete without the other, and both help us to achieve our fullest potential and be the best we can. This seat of learning will once again set free our spirit of inquiry and will also keep the student within us alive. As Bhutan soars high in these endeavors, your 1.3 billion Indian friends will not only just look on and cheer you with pride and happiness, but also they will partner you, share with you, and learn from you. With these words, I would like to thank the Chancellor of the Royal University of Bhutan, His Majesty, the King, the Vice Chancellor, and the faculty of the university, and all of you, my young friends. You all have honored me with your invitation and given me so much time, attention, and even more affection. I go back with a lot of happiness and positive energy from you all. Thank you very much. Tasi Del.